Have you ever wondered why cleaning feels like an endless, repetitive cycle? You scrub, wipe, and tidy up, only to find that in just a few days, or even a few hours, everything is messy again. It almost seems like a battle against something inevitable. But what if I told you that cleaning isn't just about keeping things neat? What if cleaning could be a path to mindfulness, a way to cultivate peace, and even a spiritual practice? In Buddhism, the way we interact with our surroundings is a reflection of our inner state. A cluttered, chaotic space can mirror a restless mind, while a clean and orderly environment fosters clarity and tranquility. It's no coincidence that in Buddhist monasteries, cleaning is a daily ritual, performed with full awareness and deep respect. It's not merely about hygiene, it's about presence, discipline, and detachment. Yet, for many of us, especially as we age, cleaning becomes more than just a mental hurdle, it's a physical challenge. Bending, scrubbing, and reaching can feel exhausting, even painful. But here's the thing, cleaning doesn't have to be a burden. Instead of treating it as a tiresome chore, what if we approached it differently? What if we adopted small, simple habits that keep our space effortlessly clean while also nurturing our minds? Today, we'll explore how to transform cleaning from a mundane task into a mindful practice. We'll uncover the best habits that will keep your bathroom clean without extra effort, help you overcome physical challenges, and even shift the way you perceive cleanliness itself. This isn't just about a checklist of tips. It's about a fundamental change in perspective, a way to make life simpler, easier, and more peaceful. And the best part? These ideas are rooted in Buddhist wisdom, practices that have been used for centuries to cultivate harmony between the external and internal world. Whether you're someone who struggles with cleaning or someone looking for a new way to bring mindfulness into your daily routine, this video will offer insights that can change the way you think about your living space. Before we begin, take a moment to support this community by hitting the like button. It may seem like a small action, but it truly helps more people find this content and benefit from these teachings. If you're new here, subscribe to Buddhist Echoes and turn on notifications so you never miss a video on Buddhist wisdom, mindfulness, and practical ways to improve your life. And now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest challenge you face when it comes to keeping your bathroom clean? Do you think a clean space affects your mood and mental clarity? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. It's always amazing to learn from each other. Now, let's begin this journey of discovering how something as simple as keeping a bathroom clean can lead to greater mindfulness, simplicity, and even spiritual growth. Cleaning is often seen as a mundane chore, something we do out of necessity rather than choice. Yet, within Buddhist practice, every action holds the potential to cultivate mindfulness and inner clarity. In Buddhist monasteries, the act of cleaning is not just about maintaining hygiene. It is a deliberate and meditative practice that aligns with the deeper principles of mindfulness, detachment, and spiritual discipline. When monks engage in daily cleaning, they do so with full awareness, often in silence. This practice, known as soji in Japanese Zen traditions, is not about merely removing physical dirt but about purifying the mind. The external world, including our physical surroundings, is often seen as a reflection of our internal state. A cluttered, unkempt space may mirror a distracted, restless mind, while a clean, orderly environment fosters clarity and tranquility. By cleaning with intention, monks train themselves to be present in every action, whether sweeping the floor, wiping down surfaces, or tending to communal spaces. This principle extends beyond monastic life. In our daily routines, we often rush through tasks, treating them as inconveniences rather than opportunities for mindfulness. Yet, imagine approaching cleaning as a form of meditation, where every wipe of a surface, every sweep of a broom, becomes a moment to cultivate presence. Instead of viewing it as a burden, we transform it into a practice of awareness, observing our breath, our movements, and the sensations of each action. When we clean mindfully, we let go of distractions and focus on the now. We learn to embrace impermanence, the understanding that dust will settle again, that messes will return, and that the act of cleaning is not about achieving a permanent state of perfection, but about engaging fully in the process itself. There is a profound sense of detachment that arises from this practice. In Buddhism, attachment to material possessions is one of the root causes of suffering. By regularly cleaning our environment, we cultivate a sense of letting go, whether it is parting with unnecessary clutter, releasing old attachments, or simply recognizing the transient nature of all things. Cleaning becomes an act of surrender, of non-attachment, reminding us that nothing lasts forever, not even the dirt we sweep away. Through mindful cleaning, we also practice gratitude. Each time we clean our homes, we acknowledge the space we inhabit, appreciating its role in sheltering and supporting us. Instead of resenting the work involved, we can shift our perspective, seeing cleaning not as an obligation, but as an act of care and respect for our surroundings. In Buddhist thought, gratitude is a powerful force, capable of transforming our perception of even the most mundane tasks. By approaching cleaning with appreciation, we cultivate a mindset of abundance rather than frustration. Beyond mindfulness, there is a direct link between cleanliness and health. A clean living space, especially in areas like the bathroom, reduces the risk of infections, mold growth, and other health hazards. This is particularly relevant for seniors, who may be more vulnerable to illnesses caused by poor sanitation. The Buddha emphasized the importance of caring for the body, not as an act of vanity, but as a necessary foundation for spiritual practice. Our bodies are the vessels through which we experience the world, and maintaining a healthy environment is a way of honoring that gift. When we look at the Noble Eightfold Path, the principle of right effort teaches us to cultivate wholesome habits and eliminate unwholesome ones. In this context, maintaining cleanliness is a form of right effort. It is a discipline that supports our well-being, reduces suffering, and creates a space conducive to peace and meditation. A well-maintained bathroom, for example, is not just a luxury but a necessity for a dignified and healthy life. Small actions, like ensuring dry floors to prevent slips, keeping surfaces free from harmful bacteria, and using natural, non-toxic cleaning agents, can make a significant difference in our quality of life. One of the most practical ways to maintain cleanliness effortlessly is by developing simple, consistent habits. Small daily actions, when repeated over time, prevent the need for exhaustive deep cleaning sessions. For instance, closing the lid before flushing is a seemingly minor act, yet it significantly reduces the spread of bacteria in the bathroom. Science has shown that flushing with the lid open disperses tiny particles into the air, which can settle on surfaces, including toothbrushes and countertops. From a Buddhist perspective, this small habit aligns with the principle of wise action, taking mindful steps to prevent harm and maintain hygiene. Similarly, the 1-minute sink wipe down is another effortless yet effective habit. Rather than allowing water spots, toothpaste residue, and soap scum to accumulate, a simple wipe down after each use maintains cleanliness with minimal effort. This practice embodies the Zen philosophy of small, consistent actions leading to lasting change. It is easier to spend 1 minute maintaining order than to spend hours scrubbing an unkempt space later. Another simple yet powerful habit is preventing mold growth by maintaining a dry environment. In many Buddhist traditions, the concept of purity extends beyond the mind to physical spaces. A damp, moldy bathroom not only poses health risks, but also creates an environment that feels heavy and stagnant. By incorporating small routines, such as spraying a vinegar solution on shower curtains, or using proper ventilation, we actively engage in maintaining purity in our surroundings. This practice reflects the Buddhist teaching of non-harm, ahimsa, taking steps to protect our health and the well-being of those who share our living space. The connection between external cleanliness and inner discipline is also deeply rooted in the Buddhist concept of sila, or moral conduct. Cleanliness is not just about aesthetics. It is about cultivating respect for oneself and others. A clean environment fosters mental clarity, allowing us to focus on higher pursuits. In many Buddhist stories, great masters have emphasized the importance of keeping one's surroundings orderly, as a reflection of inner discipline. When we live in a space that is cared for, our minds are less cluttered, and we experience greater ease in our daily lives. There is a well-known story in Zen Buddhism about a disciple who sought enlightenment. He approached his master and asked, "What is the path to awakening?" The master responded, "Have you finished sweeping the courtyard?" The student, confused by the simplicity of the answer. Hesitated. The master continued, "When the courtyard is clean, the mind is clear." This anecdote illustrates the idea that enlightenment is not found in grand, abstract pursuits but in the simple, mindful actions of daily life. Cleaning, when done with full awareness, becomes a path to spiritual realization. The discipline of cleanliness extends beyond physical spaces to mental and emotional well-being. Just as we clear away dust and grime, we must also cleanse the mind of negativity, resentment, and attachments. In Buddhist meditation, practitioners often visualize letting go of mental impurities, much like wiping away dirt from a surface. This symbolic act reinforces the idea that clarity, whether external or internal, requires ongoing effort. Maintaining cleanliness does not have to be labor-intensive. For seniors, in particular, it is essential to find methods that are effective yet gentle on the body. Simple adjustments, such as using ergonomic cleaning tools, switching to low-maintenance materials, and adopting easy-to-follow routines, can make a significant difference. In Buddhism, the principle of right livelihood encourages us to seek balance in all aspects of life, including how we approach daily tasks. Cleaning should not be a source of suffering, but a means of fostering harmony. In traditional Buddhist communities, cleaning is often a shared responsibility, reinforcing the idea of interconnectedness. When everyone contributes, the burden is lighter, and the space remains welcoming for all. This communal approach teaches an important lesson about interdependence, that our actions affect not only ourselves but also those around us. Whether in a monastery or a household, maintaining cleanliness is a collective effort that benefits the entire community. There is something profoundly peaceful about a clean, well-organized space. It invites calmness, making it easier to focus, meditate, and find inner stillness. The effort we put into maintaining cleanliness is ultimately an act of self-respect and self-care. In Buddhism, the journey toward enlightenment is not just about grand realizations, but about how we live each moment, how we treat our surroundings, and how we engage with even the simplest tasks. Through mindful cleaning, we cultivate awareness, discipline, and gratitude. We learn to see beyond the surface, recognizing that true cleanliness is not just about wiping away dust but about clearing away mental distractions. Whether it is a bathroom, a meditation hall, or the space within our own minds, maintaining cleanliness is a practice of devotion, a daily ritual that brings us closer to clarity, peace, and spiritual awakening. Maintaining cleanliness is a practice that can seem simple in theory, but is often met with obstacles, particularly for those facing physical limitations. As we age, what was once an effortless task can become increasingly challenging. However, these challenges do not have to mean abandoning cleanliness altogether. Instead, they invite us to approach the practice differently, using mindfulness and adaptation to make it more manageable. In Buddhist philosophy, obstacles are not barriers, but opportunities to cultivate patience, perseverance, and self-awareness. Cleaning is no exception. For many, especially seniors, tasks that require bending, scrubbing, or heavy lifting can become physically demanding. The body changes with age, and certain movements that once felt natural may now cause discomfort or strain. However, rather than seeing these challenges as limitations, we can view them as calls to adjust our methods. Buddhism teaches us to work with reality as it is, rather than resisting it. In this way, we can transform cleaning from an arduous chore into a gentle, meditative practice. Instead of engaging in prolonged, strenuous cleaning sessions, we can break tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Cleaning does not need to be rushed. A mindful approach allows us to focus on one action at a time, treating it as a deliberate movement rather than a hurried obligation. The key to overcoming these challenges lies in simplifying the process and using tools that accommodate physical needs. Long-handled dusters eliminate the need for excessive reaching. Lightweight vacuums reduce strain on joints. Ergonomic cleaning tools allow for ease of use without requiring excessive pressure. Small modifications, such as using cleaning wipes instead of heavy buckets of water, can make a significant difference. Even something as simple as keeping frequently used items within arm's reach prevents unnecessary bending and stretching. These adaptations are not signs of weakness but of wisdom. Just as Buddhist monks use practical tools to support their practice, we, too, can use tools that support our ability to maintain cleanliness with ease. More importantly, mindful cleaning shifts our focus from physical exertion to presence. If cleaning is approached with mindfulness, it becomes a form of movement that benefits both body and mind. Sweeping can be a slow, deliberate action that encourages rhythm in the breath. Wiping a surface can be a moment to observe textures, patterns, and sensations, rather than being consumed by thoughts of how much more remains to be done. We stay with the action at hand. This practice reduces stress and anxiety, making the task feel less overwhelming. Cleaning, when done mindfully, is not just about tidying our space, but about deepening our connection to the present moment. Beyond individual practice, cleanliness is also a communal experience. Many Buddhist communities incorporate group cleaning activities as a way to foster unity and shared purpose. In monastic settings, monks clean together, not because they are obligated to, but because it strengthens their connection to one another and their environment. This communal effort reinforces the understanding that we are all responsible for the spaces we inhabit. The act of cleaning together becomes an expression of care, not just for the place but for the people who share it. This concept is just as valuable outside of monastic life. In our daily lives, engaging in communal cleaning can build a sense of belonging. Families who clean together experience a shared sense of responsibility and cooperation. Neighborhoods that organize cleaning efforts create a stronger sense of community. Even something as simple as tidying a shared space at work fosters mutual respect. Cleaning is not just about hygiene. It is about consideration for others. When we clean a shared area, we contribute to an atmosphere that benefits everyone. In doing so, we practice generosity, one of the fundamental virtues in Buddhism. Generosity is not limited to giving material possessions. It is also about giving time, effort, and care. At a deeper level, cleanliness is not just a reflection of our external environment, but of our internal state. The Buddha often taught that the outer world mirrors the inner world. A cluttered, chaotic space may be indicative of a restless mind, while an orderly, serene environment reflects inner tranquility. The act of cleaning is not merely about removing dirt, but about creating harmony. A clear space fosters a clear mind. When we engage in cleaning, we are not only organizing objects, but also aligning ourselves with a state of balance. This perspective shifts the purpose of cleaning, from being a mere necessity to being a form of self-care. Just as we nourish our bodies with good food, and our minds with positive thoughts, we nurture our well-being by maintaining a clean, harmonious space. The process of decluttering, for example, is more than just discarding unwanted items. It is an exercise in letting go. In Buddhism, attachment is a major cause of suffering. Holding onto unnecessary possessions can weigh us down mentally, just as they do physically. By mindfully sorting through belongings, we practice non-attachment. We release what no longer serves us, making room for clarity and renewal. This does not mean we must live in an empty space devoid of material things, but rather that we should be mindful of what we keep. Each item in our space should have a purpose and bring value. When our surroundings are intentional, they support our peace of mind rather than add to our distractions. Through this practice, we gain insight into what we truly need versus what we cling to out of habit. Consistency is what sustains this practice. Cleanliness is not achieved through occasional deep cleaning but through small, daily efforts. Setting aside dedicated time each day to maintain our space makes it easier to sustain. Even a few minutes of tidying can prevent the buildup of disorder. The Buddhist principle of appamada, or diligence, reminds us to approach all tasks with steady, mindful attention. This applies not only to spiritual practice, but also to the way we care for our environment. When we clean with consistency, we cultivate discipline. This discipline extends beyond cleaning, it becomes a way of being. Cleaning is also a lesson in impermanence. No matter how thoroughly we clean today, dust will return, and disorder will naturally arise. This is the nature of all things. They change, they decay, and they require renewal. Rather than resisting this truth, we embrace it. Cleaning is not about achieving a state of perfection, but about engaging in an ongoing practice. In the same way that we continuously work on our inner development, We continuously tend to our outer surroundings. The effort itself is what matters, not the illusion of a final result. Through regular cleaning, we also develop a sense of mindfulness in other areas of life. When we become aware of how we maintain our space, we become more conscious of our actions, choices, and habits. We start to notice the way we interact with our surroundings, the impact of our daily routines, and the connection between our inner and outer worlds. This heightened awareness spills into other aspects of life, strengthening our mindfulness practice as a whole. For many, cleaning is seen as a mundane necessity, but it can be transformed into something far more meaningful. It can be an act of devotion, a form of meditation, and a reflection of our inner clarity. It can be a means of fostering connection, both with ourselves and with others. It can be an opportunity to cultivate gratitude, recognizing the privilege of having a space to care for. And it can be a practice in letting go, teaching us to release attachments, both physical and emotional. As we engage in cleaning, we are not just maintaining a space. We are engaging in a timeless practice that has been carried through generations. Across cultures and traditions, in the simplest of actions, we find profound lessons. Whether wiping down a countertop, sweeping a floor, or decluttering a room, each movement is an opportunity for growth, reflection, and inner peace. The true value of cleanliness goes beyond appearances. It lies in the mindset we bring to it. When we clean with resentment, it feels like a burden. When we clean with mindfulness, it becomes an art. When we clean with gratitude, it becomes an offering. And when we clean with consistency, it becomes a way of life. In the end, the act of maintaining cleanliness is a reflection of the care we give to ourselves, to our surroundings, and to the people who share our space. It is a practice in mindfulness, discipline, and appreciation. It is not about perfection but about presence. When we embrace it fully, we transform an ordinary task into an extraordinary practice, one that nurtures both our external world and our inner being. We've uncovered a lot today, but at its core, one simple truth remains. Cleaning is more than just about maintaining a space. It's about maintaining peace of mind. It's about creating a home that nurtures you, supports your well-being, and reflects the clarity you want to cultivate in your life. By approaching cleaning with mindfulness, we shift from seeing it as a chore to seeing it as an opportunity. An opportunity to be present, to practice gratitude, and to create an environment that allows us to feel lighter and more at ease. Small, consistent habits can make an enormous difference, not only in keeping your bathroom clean but in simplifying your entire life. Think about the habits we talked about today. Something as small as closing the toilet lid before flushing prevents bacteria from spreading and keeps your space effortlessly cleaner. A 1-minute sink wipe down prevents buildup and reduces the need for deep scrubbing. Preventing moisture in your bathroom keeps mold and mildew from forming, saving you from hours of cleaning later. But beyond these practical habits, we also explored something deeper: the connection between cleanliness and your state of mind. In Buddhist teachings, our external world mirrors our internal reality. When we let things pile up, when we avoid small tasks, it often reflects avoidance in other areas of life. But when we take small, consistent steps to keep things in order, we cultivate a sense of clarity, ease, and simplicity that extends far beyond our physical space. And it's not just about doing this alone. Cleaning is also an act of generosity. When we keep a space clean, we're not just doing it for ourselves. We're creating a more peaceful and inviting environment for everyone around us. This is why in Buddhist communities, monks clean together, not out of obligation, but because maintaining harmony in the physical world is a practice of kindness, respect, and mindfulness. So, as we close this video, I invite you to reflect on this. How do you feel when your space is clean? Do you notice a difference in your mood, your energy, or your ability to focus? And what small habit will you start incorporating today to bring more mindfulness into the way you care for your home? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your insights. And if you found value in this video, please take a moment to like this video. It truly supports this community and allows us to continue sharing meaningful content. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our next video on Buddhist wisdom and mindful living. And if you know someone who could benefit from these insights, Share this video with them. Sometimes a simple shift in perspective can make a world of difference. Thank you for spending this time with me today. May your home be filled with clarity, your heart with peace, and your mind with stillness. Until next time, take care, and keep cultivating mindfulness in all that you do.